Ladies and gentlemen, stop whatever you're doing, because the drama between Chrisean Rock, Blueface, and his family just went from toxic reality show to government-involved chaos. Forget keeping up with the Kardashians, because this mess makes them look like a Sunday church choir. We're talking CPS, custody drama, crying on camera, and a baby caught in the middle of a Hollywood circus. That's right. Chrisean Rock just had a full-on meltdown after Child Protective Services reportedly placed baby Junior with none other than Blueface's own mom. Yes, the same woman who already treats Chrisean like she's auditioning for the world's worst mother-in-law award. The internet is on fire, the memes are ruthless, and Chrisean's tears are fueling headlines like gasoline on an already burning dumpster fire. If you thought the Blueface Chrisean saga couldn't get any wilder, congratulations, you were wrong. This isn't just baby mama drama, this is full-blown custody chaos meets hip-hop soap opera. Grab your popcorn, grab your holy water, because what you're about to hear will make you question how this family even functions without a referee and a cage match. The story begins the way all Chrisean and Blueface stories begin, with chaos, arguments, and Instagram lives that should honestly come with a health warning. For months, fans have watched Chrisean struggle with motherhood in real time, feeding baby Junior on Instagram, crying about Blueface, fighting online trolls, and let's be real, sometimes looking like she's running on Red Bull and prayer alone. Meanwhile, Blueface hasn't exactly been father of the year. When he's not in jail, he's online trolling his own baby mama, dropping petty bars, and acting like CPS is just another feature in his storyline. And don't forget, Blueface's mom has always been lurking in the background like the villain of a telenovela, chiming in with commentary that makes Wendy Williams look shy. So when reports surfaced that CPS had swooped in and actually placed baby Junior with Blueface's mom, fans were split down the middle. Half the internet was screaming, "Finally, some stability," while the other half said, "Wait a minute, his mom, the same woman who can't go 3 days without blasting Chrisean online? Oh, this is about to be messy." And messy it was. The moment the news broke, Chrisean Rock jumped online, mascara running, voice cracking, accusing the system, accusing Blueface's family, and practically begging fans to understand that she's still a good mom. She said things like, "They tried to take my son from me because I'm real," which, depending on how you look at it, is either the raw truth or a TikTok meme waiting to happen. But here's where it gets spicy. Blueface's mom wasted zero time gloating. She hopped online with a smirk so wide it could power a solar panel, claiming that baby Junior was finally in safe hands. She hinted that Chrisean's crying wasn't about losing her son, but about losing control. And the internet ate it up like Thanksgiving dinner. Suddenly, everybody had an opinion. Twitter threads popped up faster than conspiracy theories after a UFO sighting. Fans were saying CPS saw one Instagram live and said, "Nope, pack the baby up." Others argued this was all part of a bigger plan for Blueface's mom to gain clout and control her grandchild like a pawn in a family chess match. And if you think Chrisean took this lying down, you clearly don't know her. She came back online ranting about betrayal, God's plan, and how people were out to destroy her family. At one point, she even said, "This is spiritual warfare," making people wonder if we were watching a custody battle or the next chapter of Revelation. Meanwhile, Blueface, who should probably be the most invested in this situation, decided to act like it was just another Tuesday. He tweeted vague stuff like, "Karma don't miss," and "God don't play about me," basically using his son's custody as promo for his ego. The audacity levels? Off the charts. But let's zoom out for a second, because this story isn't just about CPS. It's about a family that's been publicly crumbling for years. Remember, Blueface's mom has always had beef with Chrisean, from the time she and her daughter fought Chrisean in Blueface's house, to the endless online dragging. This isn't just a grandmother stepping in, it's a grandmother with a vendetta. Imagine if Regina George's mom from Mean Girls suddenly got custody of your baby. Yeah, that's the level of awkward we're talking about. What makes this worse is the timeline. Chrisean has been trying, really trying, to prove she's a fit mother. She posts herself with the baby, she talks about wanting a better future. She even tries to avoid her usual drama for the sake of her son. But every slip-up, every late-night rant, every public fight with Blueface just piles up like receipts. And CPS doesn't scroll through your Instagram saying, "Aw, cute baby, pics." No. They're looking at that one time you went live crying with the baby in your lap while yelling at your man. And in their eyes, that's enough. So now we've got Chrisean painted as the unstable mother, Blueface as the absentee father, and Blueface's mom stepping in like she's the hero of the story. Only problem? The internet doesn't buy it. Because while some people think the baby is safer with grandma, others are screaming, "Didn't she raise Blueface? And look how he turned out." Ouch. And here's the kicker. This isn't just a family issue anymore. It's become entertainment. People are memeing Chrisean's breakdown, turning her crying into TikTok sounds, and using the situation as Twitter punchlines. The custody of a child has turned into reality TV for the masses, and nobody is treating it with the seriousness it probably deserves. But hey, that's what happens when your personal life plays out entirely on social media. Every mistake becomes a headline, every tear becomes a meme, and every family fight becomes a trending topic. And the question everyone's asking now is, where does this go next? Will Chrisean fight tooth and nail to get baby Junior back? Will Blueface's mom keep him permanently? Or will this all explode into a courtroom drama bigger than Johnny Depp vs. Amber Heard? Because one thing's for sure, this family doesn't do quiet. The fallout from CPS handing baby Junior to Blueface's mom didn't just stay inside the family. It detonated across the internet like a nuclear meme blast. Suddenly, every blog, gossip page, and YouTube channel with a ring light had an opinion. Shade Room was practically rubbing its hands like Birdman. TMZ dropped headlines faster than Usain Bolt. And fans were glued to their phones like this was the Super Bowl of baby mama drama. Celebrity reactions began pouring in. Some were savage, some were fake deep, and some were so messy you'd think they were auditioning to be in the saga themselves. Cardi B threw a cryptic like on a tweet saying, "Sometimes kids are safer with grandparents," which fans immediately spun into, "Oh, Cardi's taking sides," even though Cardi probably liked it by accident while scrolling through at 2 a.m. But in this drama, even a double tap is a declaration of war. Rappers started dropping their 2 cents too. Lil Boozy, the self-proclaimed king of unsolicited commentary, jumped in with, "CPS don't play, shawty. Y'all better leave them babies out the mess." Meanwhile, 50 Cent, never one to miss an opportunity to troll, allegedly reposted a meme of Chrisean crying with the caption, "CPS said, get the strap." Classic 50, making custody battles sound like power plot lines. The memes, though, that's where the internet showed no mercy. People edited Chrisean's crying face into Marvel posters, made TikToks of her screaming paired with Nicki Minaj lyrics, and even mocked up fake CPS ads like, "CPS, keeping families apart since forever." It was savage, it was tasteless, and it was peak internet culture. Chrisean, already raw and emotional, couldn't escape the avalanche. Every time she tried to defend herself online, the trolls fired back twice as hard. She went live again, this time saying, "Y'all don't know me, I love my son, I'd die for my son." And while her fans rode with her, critics weren't buying it. Some even said, "If you die for him, maybe live stable for him first." Brutal, but that's the court of public opinion. No filter, no mercy. Meanwhile, Blueface's mom basked in the chaos like a cat laying in sunlight. She uploaded pictures of baby Junior looking peaceful, with captions like, "Grandma's love is unmatched." Fans either praised her as the savior or dragged her for using her grandchild as social media content. And because this family can't help themselves, she clapped back at haters one by one, proving that pettiness runs in the bloodline. But the biggest twist? Blueface himself suddenly decided to play philosopher. While Chrisean cried on live, he sat back dropping cryptic bars about energy, karma, and what goes around comes around. Translation: he was pretending to be above it all while low-key stirring the pot. At one point, he even hinted that CPS made the right decision, which set Chrisean off like fireworks on the 4th of July. And let's not ignore the hypocrisy here. The internet was quick to point out, Blueface, who spent more time in jail and strip clubs than in parenting classes, somehow has the audacity to act like he's the responsible one. People were like, "Sir, you couldn't even keep your rap career in custody, let alone your kid." Savage, but facts are facts. The scandal also sparked wider debates. Social workers weighed in on TikTok, breaking down CPS procedures and why unstable environments matter. Mommy bloggers chimed in, some siding with Chrisean as a young mom under pressure, others saying CPS probably saw things the cameras didn't. And then you had the keyboard warriors, diagnosing everyone like they had PhDs in psychology from Twitter University. But here's where the plot thickened even more. Allegations started flying. Some claimed Blueface's mom pulled strings behind the scenes to make sure CPS gave her custody. Others whispered that Chrisean's own behavior, from public fights to chaotic live streams, handed CPS the ammo they needed. And then there were the conspiracy theorists insisting the whole thing was a publicity stunt to keep Blueface relevant while he's behind bars. Wild, right? But this family thrives on chaos. And this time, the chaos was spinning out of control. Every new post, every new clapback, every new tearful video just kept the fire blazing. And Chrisean, whether she realized it or not, had become the internet's tragic reality star. Her breakdowns weren't private. They were public episodes in a never-ending series. People weren't just watching, they were tuning in, popcorn ready, like it was primetime television. But here's the dangerous part. While the world laughed, memed, and argued, a real child was caught in the crossfire. Baby Jr. became the ultimate prop in this drama, with his fate decided by clout wars and CPS rulings instead of calm, stable parenting. And that's what made people split. Half entertained, half horrified, the tension between Chrisean and Blueface's mom only escalated. At one point, she posted a not-so-subtle jab saying, "Some women aren't meant to be mothers yet, and that's okay." Fans instantly decoded it as a dagger aimed at Chrisean's heart. Chrisean fired back in true fashion, accusing Blueface's mom of being manipulative and toxic, the real problem in the family. The back and forth turned social media into a digital boxing ring, with Baby Jr. as the unwanted prize. The public outrage reached such a fever pitch that even people outside hip-hop culture got involved. Talk show hosts brought it up. Family lawyers did reaction videos, and one politician even referenced the case as an example of why child welfare systems need reform. Imagine that. Chrisean Rock accidentally sparking political debates while crying on Instagram Live. And still, the drama showed no signs of slowing down. The hashtags kept trending. Near Save Baby Jr., Chum Free Chrisean, near Blueface drama. Every new update was treated like a season finale cliffhanger. Would Chrisean regain custody? Would Blueface's mom keep control? Or would CPS decide to move the baby somewhere completely different, leaving everyone in shock? No matter the outcome, one thing was clear. This wasn't just a custody battle anymore. It was a cultural event, a messy, outrageous, meme-fueled circus that blurred the line between real life and reality TV. The aftermath of Baby Jr.'s custody bombshell didn't just echo, it thundered like a storm over everything Chrisean Rock touched. Once CPS handed the baby to Blueface's mom, the world stopped treating this as just another messy celebrity breakup. It became the scandal everyone dissected, from gossip bloggers with 2 followers to primetime anchors pretending they reluctantly had, to cover the madness. Spoiler, they loved every second of it. For Chrisean, the fallout was devastating. Public sympathy split right down the middle. Half the internet crowned her the tragic heroine, a young mom fighting against a cruel system. The other half branded her the villain, an unstable mother who prioritized chaos over her child. It was like the Hunger Games of public opinion, and she was forced to fight without a bow, arrows, or even a strategy. Her reputation, already fragile, took hit after hit. Every old video of her fighting, crying, or storming out of interviews resurfaced like ghosts sent to haunt her. Clips from Zeus Network shows trended again, this time framed as proof that she was unfit. Even her most loyal fans struggled to defend her when receipts flooded timelines faster than Drake dropped subliminal shots at Kendrick. Meanwhile, Blueface's mom basked in the glow of public approval, or at least tried to. To her supporters, she was Grandma of the Year, saving Baby Jr. from a toxic environment. But to critics, she was just as messy as Chrisean, only older and armed with CPS receipts. People dragged her for inserting herself into the spotlight, pointing out that grandma, energy, and Instagram clapbacks don't mix. And then there was Blueface, quietly smirking in the shadows like a villain in a telenovela. While Chrisean broke down online, he gave interviews framing himself as the calm, collected parent, subtly throwing shade at Chrisean's instability. But the irony wasn't lost on anyone. The man whose rap career flatlined, who had public brawls, broadcast like pay-per-view fights, was suddenly claiming he was the adult in the room. The internet clapped back instantly. Blueface being the stable one is like Future being Father of the Year. It don't add up. The ripple effects didn't. Stop with the family. Other celebrities used the scandal as content fuel. Podcasters squeezed hours out of dissecting every live stream. YouTubers broke down custody laws like they were Harvard-trained lawyers. Even Wendy Williams, fresh out of retirement rumors, got her name trending again because fans said, "This drama needs Wendy's commentary." That's how big it got. People were begging for legendary shade throwers to come out of hiding. But the real consequence? The CPS decision sparked a nationwide debate. Overnight, Chrisean and Blueface became poster children for every argument about whether kids should stay with young, unstable parents or be placed with extended family. Hashtags like protect the children trended alongside justice for Chrisean. Suddenly, everyone from family court attorneys to suburban moms in Ohio were weighing in. And you better believe they did it with zero chill. Behind the headlines, though, there was a darker reality. Chrisean's mental health crumbled under the weight of scrutiny. Sources close to her claimed she wasn't eating, wasn't sleeping, and kept spiraling into emotional live streams. Her every breakdown became entertainment for millions. Fans who once screamed "protect her at all costs" were now screen recording her meltdowns for clout. It was the perfect example of how the internet builds people up only to devour them alive. Meanwhile, Baby Jr. became the center of a custody war that looked less like family law and more like an episode of Game of Thrones. Every player wanted control. Chrisean, Blueface's mom, and each fought dirty, not with swords, but with tweets, court filings, and Instagram captions. And the prize? Not a throne, but a baby caught in the ugliest tug of war. Public perception of Chrisean changed overnight. Brands that once courted her for her raw authenticity pulled back, scared of the controversy. Reality TV producers started whispering about whether her chaos was too real for television. Even some of her fans admitted privately that they only tuned in for the mess, not out of genuine support. The line between audience and voyeur blurred completely. Blueface, on the other hand, saw his name back in headlines after months of irrelevance. The beef with Chrisean turned into free promo for his music, his name trended again, and suddenly he was being booked on podcasts to tell his side. To some, it felt like the entire scandal was less about parenting and more about rebranding. And if that was the plan, it worked, at least temporarily. But here's the kicker. This wasn't just a scandal of the week. It planted seeds for future explosions. Court dates loomed, custody battles stretched into months-long sagas. And every time Chrisean or Blueface's mom posted something, the internet treated it like breaking news. Fans weren't asking if there would be another meltdown. They were asking when. And that's the danger of this story. It's not a closed chapter. It's an ongoing series, unpredictable, messy, and fueled by a family that thrives on attention. The aftermath didn't end the drama, it supercharged it. So where does that leave everyone? Chrisean, heartbroken, battling the system, desperate to prove herself. Blueface's mom, vindicated to her supporters, manipulative to her critics, unbothered either way. Blueface, smug, opportunistic, riding the wave like the scandal is his comeback tour. And Baby Jr., the innocent, caught in the middle of a family war that's less about love and more about control. One thing's for sure, this story isn't going away anytime soon. It's going to unravel in courtrooms, live streams, and Instagram. Captions for months to come. And we'll be right here, with front row seats, watching as this messy, outrageous family saga keeps spiraling. Because when it comes to Chrisean Rock, Blueface, and their clan, the drama never ends. It just evolves into the next shocking headline. And there you have it, folks. The custody saga that makes the Kardashians look like they're running a Sunday school bake sale. Chrisean Rock in tears, Blueface's mom flexing her grandma power, and Baby Jr. stuck in the middle like the most valuable prize in a reality show nobody signed up for. But let's be real, you didn't just watch this because you care about custody laws. Nah, you watched it because this is the juiciest, wildest, most chaotic family drama on the internet, and you know deep down that tomorrow's update could be even messier. This isn't just entertainment, it's a front row ticket to the circus that never leaves town. So here's the deal. If you laughed, gasped, or shook your head like, "Lord, these people need therapy, not Instagram Live," then you better. Smash that like button like it owes you money. Drop a comment and tell me, is Chrisean the victim here, or is Blueface's mom the unsung savior? Or are they both just auditioning for Love and Hip Hop Custody Court Edition? And don't just watch silently. Subscribe right now, because this is Vibe Crave, and we don't just cover scandals, we live in them. We dig up the tea, pour it boiling hot, and serve it with extra sugar and zero chill. If you think this was wild, wait until you see the next meltdown. Trust me, this family isn't done yet, so stick around, fam. Because in a world where CPS cases trend like chart-topping singles, where rappers turn courtrooms into stages, and where crying live streams get more views than music videos, one truth remains: the drama never sleeps. This is Vibe Crave. And we just exposed the chaos you didn't even know you needed.